Number 4. All right. You may be tempted to divide both sides by the cosine of x. Do not do that. Don't do that. Because if you do, you get cosine squared x on one side equals 1. If you solve this, you would just get cosine x equals plus or minus 1. This is missing a solution. I'm going to put this off to the side, kind of just pin it up here. So that way when we actually get the right answer, we can compare it and see which solution disappears when we divide both sides by the variable, which is why you should not do that. Okay, so let's move this cosine x to be over with the other cosine. And now I see that there's a greatest common factor of cosine x. So I'm going to factor that out. And I'm left with cosine squared x minus 1 equals 0. Now I have this guy squared, and this is a perfect square. I have a difference of 2 squares. I can further factor this guy by doing cosine x plus 1 times cosine x minus 1. And then 0 product rule, I have factor, 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 all being multiplied together equals 0. So I'm going to set each one equal to 0. And now this guy's done. I'm going to move over to the next one here. And this last one. Okay, so whenever I have answers of like 0 equals negative 1 equals 1, I'm definitely going to want to sketch a unit circle and figure out what quadrantal angles these are occurring at. Okay, so it looks like we have the cosine of x is equal to 0. So remember, on the unit circle, x is cosine, y is sine, y is sine. I'm such a talented singer. Are you ready? All right, so I'm looking for where cosine or the x coordinate is 0. That's going to happen at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And then let's compare our answers to the ones that we got in the beginning that we said were missing a piece, right? Which solution did not happen when we divided both sides by cosine of x? That solution where it was like cosine of x equals 0, okay? So if you divide both sides by the variable, one of the solutions, the 0 solution disappears. So we can't do that. All right, cool. Let's keep going. Cosine x equals negative 1. So now I'm looking for where the x coordinate is negative 1, and that's going to happen at pi. All right. And then let's look for where the cosine of x is equal to 1. Okay, that happens at cosine of x is equal to 1. I need another highlighter, sorry. Cosine x equals 1 is going to happen at 0 and 2 pi. Let's just double check the interval here. It says that we're going to include the 0 solution. We are not including the 2 pi solution. So our answer is just going to be x equals 0. Okay, so now I have angles that satisfy this equation are 0, pi over 2. You always want to list them in order. Pi and 3 pi over 2.